Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Technical Router. Today let's learn to print an even and odd numbers from the array. Okay, to print the even and odd numbers, I'm going to take one array and directly executing this in the Eclipse. Okay, I'm taking one array in a is equals to 2, 5, 6, 8, 7, 9, 3, 4. Okay, I'm taking some of the elements in the array. It is mixed up with even and odd numbers. Okay, now I need to extract them separately, even and odd. Okay, now in this array there are mixture of even and odd numbers, right? In this array there are mixture of even and odd elements, so I have to separate now each of them. Okay, so I have to extract the even and odd. Okay, even and odd numbers. So I'm going to take one print statement. I'm going to print it on as an even number, even number in array. To iterate over the array, we are going to use a for loop, right? To iterate over the array, we are going to use a for loop because I know the starting and ending point. So I'm going to use the for loop. Okay. We are going to use and do an operations based on the index position only. So I'm going to use an int I is equals to 0. So array index starts from default array index starts from the 0. So the second value, okay, the two value is stored in the 0th index. Okay, so and the fourth value is stored in the last index. Okay, this is in last index. To get a last index, so we have in formula that length property, so length minus 1. So if we using a length property means I'm going to get a length of the index, so length minus 1 means I'm going to get a last index. Okay, a dot length minus 1. So I'm going to increment the array length, array index. So by incrementing only we are going to get the next thing. Okay, so we have one condition that if a of I mod 2, if the remainder is 0 means if I'm going to divide those elements by 2, so I'm going to get a remainder is 0 means, so that is an even number. Okay, so that is an even number. On that time it is going to print a even number of arrays. Okay, so I'll be going to get an 2, so divided by 2 means I'm going to get a remainder as 0, so it will going to print 2 as an output. So I'm going to get an 6 by 2 means divided by 2 means I'm going to get a remainder as 0. So here we are going to check and remainder. Okay, if the remainder is 0, not an quotient, if the remainder is 0 means that is an even number, so the condition is satisfying, so it is going to print that number. Okay, let's print it now. See, the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. These are the even numbers, right? These are the even numbers. To print the odd numbers, so let's print the odd numbers. Okay. If it is not equals to 0, okay. If that a of I mod 2 is not equals to 0 means it is going to print the odd numbers. Okay, it is going to print the odd numbers. Okay, we'll check it will take the numbers. So it will take the 0th index. 0th index is 2. So that is less than of its last index only. So it will check here 2 bar 2 is equals to 0. It will get a remainder as 0. So it is, if it is equals to 0 means it is not going to enter into this loop. It is not equals to 0 means it will enter into the loop, right? If it is not equals to 0, if it is not equal to 0 means it will enter into the loop. If it is equal to 0 means it will not enter into the loop. So how it is internally working, we all know that in the previous classes for an examples on the arrays, I have already explained you that how it is going to work it, how it is going to check the condition and increment the values and do it of these things and it will print. Okay, let's print now. See, I got the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 and odd numbers are 5, 7, 9, 3. So I'm going to change the numbers. Okay, I'm going to check the numbers as an, I'm going to change the 22, 53, 65, 88. I'm going to do 76, 99. Let's be now. Okay, in this we have, I'm going to get an output as an even numbers as an 22 is a even number And then 52 is not, 65 is not, 88. 88 is a even number. 76, right? 76 is a even number. And 99 is not, 3 is not, and a 4. These are the even numbers, right? These are the even numbers. So then they are odd numbers with remaining with the odd number, right? 53, 65, 99, 3. These are the odd numbers. I'm going to get the output. And we normally know which are the even numbers. The number which is divided by 2 means that is an even number, right? If the number is divided by 2 means, and that time we are going to get a remainder as 0, those are the even numbers. If I am going to divide by 0, but I'm not going to get a remainder as in 0 means they are the odd numbers, okay? This is in one programming question, okay? I've executed already, right? Let me take the second question. I'm going to give one more question to check the equality of the array. How to check the equality of the array? Check equality of array. Okay, to check the equality of array. So I'm going to take in two arrays of the same length. Okay, I'm going to take in two arrays of same length. Taking an int x1 is equals to, I'm taking some numbers 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm taken one array x1 as with then length as in 5. I'm going to take in one more array x2 with the same length and elements. Okay, the same length and elements. 7, 6, 5. So I have taken in two arrays of same length, right? Both the arrays is having an same length, is in 5, 5. So with the same elements also. Let's check both of them are equal or not. Okay. So we have a method that's an array dot equal method is there. Right, arrays dot equal. Okay, I'm going to pass this two booleans x1 and x2. Okay, I'm going to pass these two arrays. Okay, two arrays x1 and x2. So both of them equal. I'm going to store this in the boolean. Okay, I'm going to store this in the boolean. Boolean status. I'm going to store in this boolean. Now let's check if the status is true means if status is equals to true. If it is the status is true means it is going to print as an arrays are equal. Okay. Okay. Arrays are equal. If the status is true means it is going to print arrays are equal, or else it is going to print as an arrays are not equal. Okay. If the status is true means it is going to print it down as an arrays are equal. If it is not true means it is going to print it down as an arrays are not equal. Let's run now. So I'm going to get an output. I will get an output as arrays are equal. Say I got an output as an arrays are equal because both the arrays were having the same length and same element. So I'm going to change some of the elements now. I'm going to change here as in 4. Now I will get an output as an arrays are not equal because both the arrays were same length but don't have a same elements. See, arrays are not equal. Okay. This is how we are going to print check the equality of the array. Both the arrays are equal or not by using an arrays dot equals method. Okay, we have a method that arrays dot equal method is there. It is present in an java dot util dot arrays package. Okay, we have to import that. When we are having this, we have to import that. So this is the way we are going to check the equality of the array. I'm explaining one more question. To copy the one array element into the another array element, okay? To copy one array into another new empty array. Copy one array to new empty array. Okay, I'm going to copy this one array. Okay, I'm taking one array. I'm going to copy this array into the new empty array. Okay. So let's take one array. I'm taking one array. int x. Within the array, I'm taking elements of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. I'm taking these are the arrays. So I'm going to take in one more array. Taking an x2 is equals to, I'm creating a new empty array. Okay, I'm creating in one more array of same size. Based on the length property, I'm going to create it. X dot length. Okay. So I have to iterate over the array. So I'm going to use an for loop. Okay. So for loop in index, sorry, array index starts from 0. I'm going to use based on the index operation. Okay. I'm going to iterate over the array based on the index. X less than equals to x dot length minus 1 I plus plus. So we are going to going in the ascending order. So I'm going to increase the arrays. Okay. So now I'm going to iterate it. I'm going to iterate over the array. So now I'm having an x of I. So x of I means all the elements will be there in this array, right? All the elements will be there in this array. So I'm going to copy this x of I into, okay, I'm going to assigning this all these elements in the x of I, whatever the elements is there here, all the elements into x2, okay, x2 of I. Okay, I'm going to assign all the elements whichever is there in the x of I, all the elements to the x2 of I. Let's print now. I'm going to get a same output. x2 of I. I'm going to get an output as in same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is the output I'm going to get. Okay, but it is I've taken initially as an x is equals to these arrays, but now I'm printing x2 of I is equals to these array. That means that whatever the elements is there in the x, okay, x array, all the elements has been copied to the x2. Okay, all the elements has been copied to the x2. So I got the output. Okay, I got the output. Now to check the differences, I'm going to increment each of the element by 1. Okay, I'm going to increment each of the element by 1. That means then each of the element I'm going to increment, I'm going to have a same elements will be there, and each of the element I'm going to increment by 1. That means then 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1, like that. This is an output I'm going to get. Okay, this is the output I'm going to get. I'm copied these all the elements into the x2 of I, and then I'm going to increment each of the element by 1. I'm going to get an output as a this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I got the output. This is how we are going to copy and one array into the new empty array. Okay, by using a length property, I'm going to create a new array. Okay. Okay guys, these are the some of the questions I have explained today. Tomorrow I'll explain some more encoding questions so you can practice some of the questions on these also. Thank you guys.